Okay, Jose, these are just for you. So again, we want to try to get our x all by itself. So when we're getting our x all by itself, we need to focus on getting this 3 and this other 3 over to the other side. So I'm going to start with this one right here, which means I'm going to do the opposite of plus 3, which is 2 minus 3. Sorry, I'm using a brand new thing here. Doesn't work. Okay, so then we minus, oh, then we minus 3 on both sides. Okay, so plus 3 minus 3, those two cancel. Whenever that cancels, we have 21 minus 3. 21 minus 3 is 18. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, so now the 3 in the x drops down, and we have 3x equals 18. Okay, so from here, we have to do the opposite of what's happening here. This is multiplication that's happening. We're saying 3 times x plus 3 should equal 21. So in order to find that out, we have to undo the multiplication by dividing, and we divide by on both sides. When we divide on both sides, 3 over 3 equals 1, so that cancels. And now we have our final answer of whatever 18 divided by 3 is. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. Let's try another. So this one, we're going to isolate our x. Again, our goal is to get the 2 and the 4 over to the other side. So we start by minusing 4 on both sides. When we minus the 4 on the left side, it cancels, but on the right side, we can actually do something. 20 minus 4, and that is 16. So then the 2 in the x drops down, and we equal 2x equals 16. So again, we want to try to do the inverse of what's happening here, the opposite of this multiplication. And we do that by dividing by 2. So we divide by 2 on both sides. That multiplication keeps on disappearing. So now the 2's cancel. The x is all by itself. So there's the x all by itself. And then we do 16 divided by 2, which is 8. Let's try another. We're going to isolate our x. We're going to do the opposite of this plus 4 by minusing 4. So 18 minus 4 is 14. Those 4's cancel, and then the 7 in the x drops down. So now I have 7x equals 14. When we divide on both sides, we get x all by itself, and 14 divided by 7 is 2. Okay, so I'm going to erase this and try one more thing here. How do I erase? Where's my thing? Erase all. Okay, so let's not do this one. Let me just throw up another problem. Let's redo it to where we have this 4 first plus 7x equals 18. Now, notice I switched these two numbers here. Is it going to make a difference in our answers? Let's see. We still do the same thing. We still isolate our x. And again, I'm going to start with the number that is furthest away from the x, which is this plus 4. So I'm starting with this plus 4. Now, there's nothing in front of the 4. There's no negative. There's no positive. So because there's nothing there, I'm going to assume that it's positive or that it's a plus. So in order to do the opposite of that, I have to minus 4. So we minus 4 on both sides. Again, all I did is I isolated the x, and then I'm starting with the number furthest away from it, which is the 4. So now I still do the same thing, which is 14. The 7x drops down, and now we're in the exact same boat as we were earlier in the problem. Let's just do one more. Sorry, I got another thing. Let's do some with some negatives in here so you can see how those work. So again, we're not looking at this one. Let's try negative 2x plus 6 equals 20. Okay, so again, we want to isolate our x. We want to minus the 6 on both sides. When we do that, we get 14, but then the negative 2x drops down. So now we're dividing by negative 2 on both sides. And remember, here is where we have a positive and negative dividing. So when we're dividing by positive and negative, if they're different signs, the answer will be negative. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. But because we have one negative there, the answer will be 7 as well. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if I can send you any more or anything. And please keep on asking like you are doing. You're doing a great job, Jose.